welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing okay. Today I'm going to be coming to you with a soak off and fresh application of the new Builder-bel gel that I have recently brought into my range of Builder gels. And I thought, like I said, if you watched my last video, I thought it'd be a good idea to basically do a fresh application video using the new Hema free Builder gels, and just to basically take you guys through it. And I know that I was actually going to film this on myself because the day that I was planning on filming this, I knew that it was time for me to have a soak off and a fresh set. And I thought that it would be a good opportunity to show you guys the soak off and the fresh application of the new Builder gel. But I actually ended up doing this on one of my clients, and I thought, you guys see me doing my own nails all the time, so I thought I'm going to film the client one instead. Now, the only difference was the soak off was of the previous black bottle Builder gels and not the new Hema free Builder gels. And then it was a fresh application of the new Hema free Builder gels, which I know that I said I would bring to you. Like I said, it was just the soak off part that wasn't exactly the same as what I said I was going to do in my last video. Now, I did actually do my own nails, and this shade is Everlasting Love, and I have done this shade for my holiday, which I am super excited for. So I'm absolutely loving this shade, and if you did see my previous video, then you will have seen the swatches. If you didn't see that video, I will pop it in the link in top corner so you can have a little look at the swatches of the new colours. I have mentioned I've got 3 more colours on the way, which I will swatch for you in another video so that you can see them and get a bit more of a better idea on some more shades that are coming. And yeah, that is pretty much what this video is about. The only thing that I wanted to mention, I didn't think there was going to be too much of a difference in soaking off the previous black bottle Builder gels compared to the Hema free Builder gels, but in my opinion it took a little bit longer than it normally does. It was still the exact same process, it just took a little bit longer to soak off. So just bear that in mind when you have you've got like bookings in for clients. When you're soaking off the new Builder gels, it does take slightly longer. And yeah, that was literally the only difference. Like, my whole process was still the same that you see in this video. It just took a little bit longer to soak it off, which is absolutely fine for me. And yeah, we did a fresh set, but yeah, I thought it'd just be nice for you guys to see it on a client and see basically a bit of behind the scenes of what I get up to on a day-to-day basis. So I've filmed it for you, and I hope you love the video. I hope you find it very helpful. I've tried to go a little bit more in depth and take you through every single step that I go through, and tried to slow it down a little bit for you so that you can see exactly how much kind of behind the scenes goes into like my prep and my application, and talks you through it in a lot more detail. So hopefully you find it helpful, and we will get into it. So as I mentioned, we're going to be soaking this set off today. So this is just a biab set, so it's going to be a biab soak off, and I'm going to start off with my barrel bit, and I'm just going to start taking down the bulk of the nail. So you want to be taking down not only the top coat, any gel overlay, you want to be taking down quite a bit of bulk of the biab, just so that it's not going to take you as long to soak it off. And I find the barrel bit perfect for this. It takes down the bulk just as much as I need to. It will get it all prepared for the soak off. And then to soak them off, I'm going to be using these little clips that I actually did mention in my Amazon must-have video. So these are the little clips. So I just grab a little bit of a cotton pad and soak that in acetone with my little pump bottle, and then just pop the clips on to secure the cotton pads in place. I find these clips so easy to use because it means that you can work on other fingers whilst certain fingers are still soaking, which we'll see a little bit later on in the video. But yeah, just pop those on and leave to soak for around 15 minutes or so. And then what I'll do is I'll just grab my little scraper after 10-15 minutes, and then I'll just take off any biab that is ready to come off. What I do find with the acetone is it dries out quickly, so don't leave it for too long because it will dry out. That's why I like to do 10-15 minutes. If there is any product left on the nail, then I will just repeat the process as you'll see in this video. and just to make sure that it doesn't dry out and you're not sitting there wasting time. So as you'll see, it quite easily comes off with just a little scraper and a bit of acetone. I just scrape what comes off and then file over to neaten up and get any excess off, and then obviously if there is any product, then I will repeat the process. So as I mentioned earlier, like I said, the thumb just needed a little bit longer, but because of the soaking clips, it means that I can just leave that one to soak and start working on the other nails that were all ready. So I'm going to go in and prep these now. I'm going to be using my cuticle bit, and this is the Flame bit by Nobu, and this just lifts off the dead skin from around the nail, and this is literally key to every single prep that I do. This is one of 2 cuticle bits that I use for every single set. And I'm just going to start prepping these now. I'm going to swap over to the ball bit, which is the step 2 of my prep process, and I'm just going to go around the nail and remove any dead skin. These 2 bits go hand in hand and I absolutely love them. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm just going to show you the left hand in this video. Obviously everything that I'm doing on the left hand I'm doing on the right hand too, but I just wanted to keep it kind of just on one hand so it doesn't drag out too much. So once I've done my cuticle prep, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reshape them. This client didn't want much length off, we were just doing a little bit of a neaten up to achieve the square look again. And I'm just going to go over and etch the nail and shape those up ready for the Dehydrator, primer and base coat. When I'm shaping, you just want to make sure you're checking from all angles. So I lift the hand up and look from the underneath just to make sure they are all straight, because you know that you can look at it from one angle and it looks 100% straight, and then you look at it from another and it's not. So we just like to double check these angles and make sure they are all even and neat. You'll see me here just measuring up the nails, just comparing them to each hand to make sure all the lengths are the same and just making any adjustments that I need to make. So now I'm just going to go in with my cuticle nippers to finish off the prep process before I go in with my dehydrator and primer. And this is what the nails look like when they're all prepped. Here I've just got a little bit of acetone on a lint-free wipe and I'm just wiping over the nail plate just to remove any dust that might still be sat on it, because you want to make sure the nail plate is completely clear to avoid any lifting. I'm just going to get rid of that. So now I'm going to go in with my Dehydrator and primer. This is the Hema free version from Glitterbels, and I'm just going to keep this in real time so that you can see how specifically I'm putting this on. So I'm making sure that I've got plenty on the nail plate. I'm making sure that I'm capping my free edge with the Dehydrator and primer, and then also the base coat through every step. So this is where I'm going to go in with the Hema free base coat. I try and keep this to a thin layer and making sure I cap the sidewalls and the free edge as well. I did mention in one of my last videos, as this is a Hema free range, you need to make sure that your prep is 100%, like there is no room for errors on your prep, otherwise it will be seen in the longevity of your nails. You need to make sure you're putting so much effort into your prep, and this is what I've kind of tried to keep it at real time so that you can see the precision that I put into it. And this is what you need to be doing with your builder application to make sure they last as long as possible. So this is where we go in with the first layer of Builder Gel. Now I just do a really thin layer for the first layer, making sure that I cap the sidewalls and the free edge again. I do that with every single step just to make sure that it is going to avoid any lifting at the free edge and making sure that they last as long as possible. Because these are only thin layers of Builder Gel, I can do all of the first coat, do all of the fingers on the first hand before curing those. But when I come to do the second layer, which is the slightly thicker layer, then I will set them individually, but that's just purely because there is more builder, there's more room for it to slip and go into the sidewalls, which with the first layer you don't really have that problem just because you're not using as much product. Now comes the second layer of Builder Gel, and this is where I use a little bit more product. I get a pea-sized amount on my brush and I just swipe it towards the top of the nail, just a few millimeters away from the cuticle. And what I'll do is I'll just work my brush to push the product back into the cuticle, and you'll see me kind of swirling the brush around just to try and get that product tucked into the side walls as well. And I'll just bring that down and just make sure that it's all nice and even and all of the nail is covered. Now with this product, it's got a really beautiful self-leveling aspect of it, and it's just beautiful to apply, and that's what I love. It's actually slightly thicker than the previous range that I used, so the non-Hema free. It's actually quite a little bit thicker, which I actually prefer working with. And what I'll do is I'll go in with my fine liner and I'll just tuck that into the cuticle and cap the free edge, and just kind of look at it from all angles just to make sure that I'm happy with the structure of it and there's no kind of areas of the nail that I've got more product on than others. And I will set that for 99 seconds. And what I'll do is, like I say, I set one finger at a time. So I'll place the product and then swap over to the other hand. I know I wasn't including the other hand in this video, but I just included this little clip so that you could see exactly how I'm curing it, because as I set one finger at a time, I'll be doing the other finger on the other hand and just keep swapping them over. Now I know that the curing time obviously needs to be a full 99 seconds. I actually think it's less with the Hema free range, but I like to just stick with the 99 seconds just so I know it's 100% cured. And I will do the final 99 second cure at the end when I've done the last finger, and in the meantime I'll just kind of do the nail and then swap over once I've finished that nail, and then do the full curing at the end. I just tried to zoom my camera in a little bit closer to this one so that you could see a little bit clearer as to what I was doing. So you'll see me swirling the product around, just kind of pressing that up into the cuticle area and into the side walls, and just making sure that it's nice and tucked in. And then I will go in with my fine liner again at the end just to make sure that it's close as possible. So I only just included some of the fingers being set because I didn't want to include all of them and it get too long, and you kind of get the gist of what I'm doing. And basically then once this is done, I will go over with a lint-free wipe again and just give the inhibition layer a wipe off before I go with my file. And all I do is I just basically go over the free edge and reshape them to make sure I'm happy with it. I will look from the side profile and make sure I'm happy with the structure of it, and if there's anything I'm not happy with, then I will go over with my file and refine over the top, which I did with the index finger, but I was happy with all the others. And then what I will do is I will start the design after that. Now, I know this video isn't really about the design, but I will include some little clips of it. Basically, this client is going for a little bit of a marble and a French design, and I will, like I say, I will include a little bit of that so that you can see it, and then I will show you the final look. So there you go, guys, that is it all done. I hope you loved the fresh set. I know I did. It was something very different for this client because she's normally a white French gal and that is it. So yeah, it was quite different for me to do something a little bit more colourful on her, which was amazing. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, I hope you found this helpful. If there are any questions, if there's anything that I missed, then please just pop them in the comments, or you can message me on Instagram. I will pop my little handle at the bottom of the screen and you can message me on there if you need to, if you need any help or just want to chat about a few things, then feel free to get in touch. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you could like and subscribe, that would be absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.